Welcome to Yoga for Hips and Knees. Not only are these two of the most complained about joints, but they are also connected to each other in more ways than one. Knee pain and knee injuries are many times as a result of hip tightness. Luckily for you, here is a yoga class ready to save the day. In this class, we will perform active mobility in the hips, where we will primarily be focusing on increasing external range of motion. We will also work on improving internal rotation and hip extension. We will strengthen many small, overlooked muscles in the hip region that will in turn help improve your overall hip mobility. This will then lead to better knee protection and help prevent a future knee injury. Let's begin. Find a comfortable seated position. Now this can mean sitting on your heels, sitting in a cross-legged seat, or either of the two but propped up on a pillow. You want to be comfortable here. Sit up tall and relax the shoulders away from your ears. Find a subtle lift in the front of your chest. And then relax the muscles in your face. Relax your jaw. And take a moment to check in with yourself today. How are your energy levels? How are your stress levels? Slowly shift your awareness to your breath. Notice its depth. Notice its speed. And start to deepen your breath. Open your eyes and let's come into a seat on the ground with the legs in front of you. Place the feet wider than hips width distance apart and start by dropping your knees side to side. For 1 minute here, we're going to warm up the hips by moving through internal and external rotation. Try to keep your seat and your feet exactly where they are and just rotate the knees from side to side. Notice if you feel tighter on one side or the other. Just take this time to explore how your hips are feeling today. Good. Just a few more rounds before we move on to our 90-90 position mobility sequence. Next time your knees are on the right, stay there. Come to 90-90 position by bringing a 90-degree angle in both legs. So 90-degree angle between the femur bone and the shin bones in both legs. Flex your feet and try to sit up tall here. Good. Now, firmly press your right knee into the ground, activating your glute muscles for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now release. Place your left hand on your right knee and start to press into your knee, activating your inner thigh for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And switch. Press your knee into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee into the hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. Press your knee into the ground. Press your knee into your hand. And relax. Sit back on your hands and twist your torso to face your left knee. Take a moment to soak in this internal rotation of your left femur bone. Just relax here for a moment. For some of us, this might be really intense. For some of us, this might not be too intense at all. Good. Now come back into a tall seat. Try to sit up as tall as you can here without leaning too far to the right and begin to lift your left foot off the ground, holding and release. 2 more rounds. Lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and lift 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and release. Now sit back once again. Keep your left foot where it is and try to open your hip. Keep your right knee glued to the ground as best as you can. And just open your left knee over to the left side. One more time. Good. And release. Now let's switch sides. Place your knees on the left side and come into 90-90. So 90-degree angle in both legs. Flex your feet. Set yourself up, sit up tall, take your time. Nice. And let's begin. Press your left knee into the ground strongly. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Press into your hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Switch. Knee into the ground. 3, 2, 1. Knee into your hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Knee to the ground. And knee into your hand. Good. Now sit back, place both hands down behind you, and twist your torso to face your right knee. Now getting ready to work on the more crampy exercise in internal rotation of the right leg. Begin to lift yourself back up into a tall seat. Face your left knee once again. And 3 rounds of 5 counts. Lift your right foot off the ground. Hold and release. Lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Last one. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Nice. And now let's get those hips open. Sit back, keep your left knee glued to the ground, and start to peel that right knee open, opening up your right hip. Good. Relax and open it again. See how far you can get. Relax, and last time, open it up, maybe getting a little further this time. Nice. Release. And let's come into deep squat. Place the feet wide as your mat, and point the toes outward at a 45. Prop yourself up to lift the seat off the ground. Now, if your heels aren't pressing into the ground here, not a problem at all. Let's focus on the hips. So bring the elbows to the insides of the knees and the hands together in front of the chest. Take some time to shift your weight side to side, getting a little comfortable. And then try to lengthen the spine here by pulling the chest forward. You can do really whatever you want with your hands here, as long as you're feeling a nice stretch through your hips. Nice, and let's release and step back into tabletop position. Practicing some hip abductors. We're gonna lift the knee to the right and begin for 10, 9, 8, engage your glutes, 7, 6, 5, keep going. Try your best to isolate this movement into the hip without kind of twisting or opening your chest to the right. 3, 2, and 1. Nice, release. Other side. Lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keep your chest squared. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Release back into tabletop. Tuck the toes under and lift into your downward facing dog, sending the hips up and back. If you had a chance to look at the screen, you might have seen a dog walk by. Press your chest to your thighs. Try to lengthen the upper half of the body. So really get a straight line from your wrists up to your tailbone. If your knees are a little bent here, that is more than okay. Relax your neck and hold. Think about pressing your heels into the ground, even if they aren't touching the mat just yet. Nice. Then moving on to our sun salutations. Step to the top of your mat. and rise to standing. Bring your hands to your hips and lift your left foot off the ground. Keep your balance. Then beginning to open your hip, extend your knee out to the left, opening up. Then lean your chest forward and with control, step the left foot all the way down at the back of your mat, coming into Warrior Two stance. Extend your arms nice and long. Your right toes are pointing forward and your left toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Warrior Two. Nice. Now moving to triangle, straighten your right leg, lean forward, and then lower your right hand to your right shin bone. Extend your left arm straight up towards the ceiling, stacking your left shoulder on top of your right. If you want to take it further, work your right hand towards the ground on the inside of your right leg. Nice. Bend your right knee and lift back up into Warrior Two. Reach forward, then take your right elbow down to your right knee and extend your left arm overhead, drawing a straight line from your left fingertips down to your left heel. If you want to go further in this one, bring your right hand to the ground. Make sure your right arm is on the inside of your right knee so you really get that hip opening. Then lower your left hand down, lift the left heel off the ground, coming into a twist, reach your right arm up. Nice. Now point your right toes outward and start to sink your hips into the ground to get a nice glute stretch in the right hips. Good. You can even bring your right hand to your right knee to deepen the twist. Then firm up the left side body and step the right foot to the back of your mat for side plank. Hold. Good. And then release back into neutral plank. Lower halfway down for chaturanga. Untuck the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So that's going to be our flow today. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand. Exhale, hands together. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your right foot off the ground. Gradually begin to open your hip, knee to the right. Then lean your chest forward and step your right foot all the way back, coming into Warrior Two. Take your time in this transition. Really try to keep your balance and open your hips. Reach your left arm forward and your right arm back. Sink your hips low and hold. Left knee is stacked over your left ankle. Good. Moving into triangle, straighten your left leg, lean forward, lower your left hand to your left shin bone and reach your right arm overhead. Look up towards your right hand to challenge your balance. You can stay, or if you would like to challenge your flexibility even more, lower your left hand to the ground from the inside of your left leg. Nice. Now rebend your left knee. Inhale, rise back up to Warrior Two. Exhale to extended side angle, lean forward and lower your left elbow to your left knee. Reach your right arm overhead, straight line from your right fingertips to your right heel. If you want to take it further, start working your left hand to the ground on the inside of your left foot. Use your left arm to push your left knee to the left to get a deeper opening in your hips here. Nice. Coming into your twist, lower your right hand down and reach your left arm high. Come onto your right toes and then onto the outer edge of both feet as you transition into our side plank prep. Start by sinking your hips low. Bring your left hand to your left knee and help press your knee away from you. That's going to deepen the outer hip stretch. Good. Now, firm up the right side body. Re-extend the left arm towards the ceiling. And then slide the left foot back, coming all the way into side plank. Move through this as controlled as possible. Good. Both hands down, both feet down. Lower halfway chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand, arms out and up. Exhale, hands together. Hands to hips. Lift your left foot. Open your hip as you slowly step back into Warrior Two. Maybe you find a little more control this time. Extend the arms front to back, sinking into your Warrior Two. Now straighten your right leg, reach forward, triangle pose. Reach the left arm towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, extended side angle. Option to lower your right hand to the ground. Exhale here. Lower your left hand. Inhale, twisted lunge. Exhale, side plank. Slowly slide your right foot back. Inhale. And exhale, come into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Good. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand. Exhale, hands together in front of the chest. Other side. Hands to hips and lift your right foot off the ground. Slowly open your hip as you step back with control into warrior two. Extend your arms, take a breath in, and exhale, straighten your left leg. Inhale, triangle pose, reach your right arm high. Exhale here. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle, left elbow, left knee, arm overhead. Inhale here. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, twisted lunge, left arm high. Exhale, step back, side plank. Take a breath in. And exhale, chaturanga. Nice work. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to repeat that sequence one more time on each side. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand. Exhale, hands together. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your left foot off the ground. Open up and slowly step back into warrior two. Take your time in that transition. Extend your arms and inhale. Exhale, straighten your leg. Inhale, come into triangle pose. And exhale here. Inhale, back into warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale here. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, twist, right arm high. Exhale, step back, side plank. Nice. Inhale. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walk or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand. Exhale, hands together. Hands to hips. Lift your right foot off the ground. Slowly open and with control, step back into warrior two. Inhale, extend the arms long. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Inhale, triangle pose, right arm high. Exhale here. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Keep your hip open. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, twist left hand high. Exhale, strong step back, plank pose. Take a breath in side plank. And exhale, release chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, stand. Exhale, hands together in front of the chest. Good. Bring your hands to your hips and step your left foot back, coming into a wide-legged stance. Bring the outer edges of your feet parallel to one another. And then we'll come to squat in the right leg. So reach your hands forward and see how low you can go. Flex your left toes. And if you have to, you can bring your hands to the ground to help you balance. And if your right heel doesn't stay on the ground, that's okay. Keep your hips as low as you can and shift over to the left side. Again, try to keep your heel down, but if it can't, that's okay. Flex your right toes here. Keep your hips nice and open. Keeping your hips as low as you can, shift back over to the right. Maybe the hands lift off the ground. Keep the hips low and shift back over to the left. Let's continue. Keep your hips low, shift back over to the right. Keep your hips low and shift over to the left. Nice. From here, stand back up into this wide-legged stance. Keep your hands at your hips. And with a flat back, fold forward, coming into a wide-legged fold. Now bring your hands to the ground. An option to stay just like that, or grab a hold of your ankles. If you're able to grab onto your ankles, then pull yourself closer and closer towards your thighs. Energetically working your torso in between your legs. Trust your toes here. Shift a little more weight into your toes, and that's going to better help you target your hamstrings. Notice how well you are breathing here. With each exhale, see if you can get a little deeper into this pose. Good. And bring your hands to your hips and lift back up. Step to the top of your mat once again. And then down dog, bring the hands down and step your feet back. From down dog, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Tap your left knee down and untuck your toes. Keep your hands on the ground and just start to sink your hips as close to the ground as you can. So we've done a lot of internal and external rotational work so far, and now we're going to target the hip flexors and work on hip extension. If you want to go deeper, place your hands at your right knee and start to lift yourself up higher, peeling your chest away from your right thigh. Think about energetically working your hips towards the top of your mat. And continue breathing. Nice. Slowly releasing your hands back down. And let's come into pigeon. Heel toe your right foot over to the left and tap your right knee down. Slide your left knee further back. Get comfortable here. And when you're ready, lower down onto your elbows. You can stay there, or if you want to go further, lower your forehead onto stacked fists, onto your forearms, or all the way to the ground. Now your right shin bone doesn't actually have to be parallel to the top of your mat. I know a lot of times that's cute in a yoga class. I want you to rather pay more attention to how this pose feels in your body. If your right knee is really deeply bent past a 90-degree angle, but you're still feeling a stretch through your right glutes and outer hip, then you're doing it just fine. Continue breathing deeply here. Letting go of some bits of tension with every exhale. Slowly begin to lift your way out of your pigeon. Place the hands down and step back into downward facing dog. With an inhale, extend your right foot up towards the ceiling into three-legged dog. Exhale to bend your knee and stack your hips. So try to point your right knee up towards the ceiling and reach your right foot over to the left side of the room, thinking about that hip flexor opening. So we want to open up the front of the hip here. Good. Then release back into down dog, and let's do the other side. Step your left foot in between your hands, coming into low lunge. Tap your right knee down, untuck your toes. Keep your hands on the ground for a moment and sink your hips low. Now, if this is enough for you, then go ahead and stay here. And if you want to go further, then just like we did on the other side, bring both hands to your left knee and start to press yourself away from your left thigh. Lifting out of the depth of this lunge just a little bit, press strongly into your left foot and lift yourself up. Focus on tucking the tailbone under to really optimize this opening of your front hip flexors in the right leg. And think about the hips moving forward towards the top of your mat more than down. That's going to really help you get the hip flexors stretching here. Nice. Then release. Lower your hands down and let's come into pigeon pose. Left foot over to the right. Slide your right knee further back. And when you're ready, begin to fold over your left thigh, coming either onto your elbows and staying there, or lowering your forehead down. We'll be holding this for a total of 1 minute and 30 seconds. So set yourself up for success here. Get comfortable and deepen your breath. Now, especially when you feel like you get to a point in this pose where you're not sure if you can handle it any longer, then just try to take a really deep breath in and a really long, slow, deep breath out. It's during that exhale that you're telling your nervous system that you're safe, that you can, in fact, relax here. And then little by little, your body will start to let go of tension. And slowly make your way back up onto your hands. Tuck your right toes under and step back into down dog. Inhale the left foot straight up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee and stack your hips. Try to open up your hips to the left side of the room and try to point your left knee up towards the ceiling. Keep working your left foot over to the right. Keep your shoulders squared to really isolate this opening in the front left hip flexors. Good, and release back into downward facing dog. From down dog, nice and easy, lower your knees down. Swing your legs forward out in front of you and make your way onto your back. Once you arrive, extend your arms and legs long. Taking our full body tensing technique, begin to activate every muscle in the body, squeezing the face, squeezing the hands, the feet, the calves, the arms, the legs, the thighs, the glutes, the core, the chest, everything tense, tense, tense. Take a deep breath in and hold. Then open mouth, release, letting it all go. Gently allow every muscle in your body to relax. An option here to continue opening your hips during Shavasana, it's not shown in the video, but an option is to connect the soles of your feet and let your knees drop out to the sides for a reclined butterfly if you'd like. Otherwise, stay in this traditional Shavasana pose. For the next few minutes, we'll be here taking rest. Slowly invite your awareness back into your body. Notice your hands and your feet. And when you're ready, start to invite some gentle movements back into the fingertips and the toes. Then expand these movements, roll out the wrists and ankles. Then with a big inhale, reach your arms overhead, point your toes, full body stretch. And exhale to release. Roll over to the side. Rest your head on your lower arm like a pillow. Then keeping your eyes closed, press up into a comfortable seated position. Rest your palms on your thighs and sit up tall. And take note of how you feel right now. Notice your hips. And try to identify what has changed since the beginning of class. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up today, and we'll see you back on your mat next week for another class.